All right. We live.
Sundays and Wednesdays, yeah. 8 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. It's the crew and you. Let's go.
You can't get any better.
Best thing about it, the way he did it the right way.
With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
Do y'all have anything to say about
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. Congratulations to my dog, Chuck Little John, the OG.
Y'all didn't know I've been changing hats all night, have you?
No.
You've been doing that. And so look, let me tell you, those dudes were the first one that I ever seen with the full tracksuit and no drawers. You know what I'm saying?
Understand that you can be at the bottom, you can be anything you want to be, and when that happens, you can be a champion like me.
Can you imagine 100 people just all yelling?
With the crew and you, to the crew and you. With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. I'm your boy G. To my right hand side, we got Sparkle City, our OG of the crew, man, Chuck Little John. And underneath us both, man, we got Decatur's funkiest Pitts.
I said Pitts.
Pitts, just one of them. Just one of the underarms. Mr. Deodorant. Hey, it's Corey Davis, man. What's up, my dogs?
Same old here.
What's happening, fellas? What's happening?
Have y'all ever went somewhere and like I said, you done forgot to hit it one time? Like, dang. Before it go down.
Before it go down, man. You did one of them numbers. The old look and see. White stuff on the hand, bro.
Hey, what? Did I forget?
Yeah.
To put something on?
Look, it depends on what kind of day you're gonna have, man. If you gotta go to the store or just ride it out, you know.
Hey, I done did that plenty of times. I had to pull over. I gotta go somewhere. I gotta find it. Look, got some of the cheapest stuff, or either got whatever's in the gas station. I'm like, what is this? Ain't working today.
Hey man, welcome everybody out there, man. We missed y'all. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Everybody out there on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch, man. We appreciate each and every one of you all rocking with us, man. Remember, when you come to the channel, bring a friend, tell a friend, and when you come, don't come by yourself. Hey man, before we get jumped into this thing, man, let's say what's up to everybody out there. And if you haven't put your name in the chat, please put your name in the chat, man, because this is an interactive show, dog. We want to interact with you all, man. So Snack Panther, my guy Mark, Rodney Little John, James Little John, we see you out there. I know Kamaria White is out there listening, and my wife and kids out there, man. So thank y'all for rocking with us. But we got to give our wonderful sponsor a big shout out. Y'all know who he is, man. None other than Mr. Alvin Jameson himself.
Are you in the market for a new home or looking to refinance your conventional, FHA, or VA loan? The crew and you have the perfect guy for you, the mortgage guy, Alvin Jameson. That's right, Alvin Jameson at alvinjameson.com. You can also reach him as we do at 404-587-9033. Financing a home can be one of the biggest investments you can make. Go with the one the crew and you trust, Alvin Jameson. And when you reach out to him, let him know you heard it from the crew and you.
There we go, man. Alvin Jameson from alvinjameson.com, like my guy Rodney said. All right, man. Hey, we have a great show for you all. Episode 26, season 4. Hey, we're going to talk a little bit about, of course, preseason football that's going on right now. We're going to talk a little bit about some controversial stuff that's been happening in the world. We didn't get an opportunity to talk about the Chattanooga situation, about the T-shirt where they've had the Nougat shirt. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Montgomery. You know what I mean? Hey, throw it in the air, baby. I know what it means now. Hey, the hat toss. Hey, the hat toss, man.
See him toss.
Yeah, you see him tossing, man. Everybody come a swimming. So, hey, look, we'll jump into that a little bit. We're going to jump into also Dak and McCarthy. Are they in trouble? Is this a season that they need to perform? And Ron Rivera, is he already throwing his new OC under the bus. So Aquaman, absolutely. Absolutely. What's up, big cuz? Jay Glenn in the building. What's up, baby?
Hey, what's happening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Before I forget, while we doing it, listen. My uncle called me, man. We had a long talk about college football. I know we were gonna get into that too, and we got a little time. But listen, he threw some curveballs at me that I want to throw at y'all a little bit too, man. Just get your thoughts on it, on where college football is going. You know what I mean?
Where it's going?
Yeah, one conference going away.
I'm about to say about these divisions, man.
Okay.
So yeah, man. When you get that, I got some stuff I want to throw at y'all.
Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. All right, man. So let's go ahead and let's start right here in Aquaman. We're gonna start in Montgomery. Let's start in Montgomery, man. I know if you all have not seen it, there's a battle on the dock of this boat was trying to park, I guess dock at on the harbor or whatever it was, and they had another boat that was in the spot of the touring boat that was supposed to pull there. The security guard working at the spot was trying to get the people to move their boat out the way. They didn't want to move their boat. They got into a little confrontation, and the security guard, who was happened to be African American, got jumped by the boaters, the guys of the boat, the family. Yeah, it was a bunch of them. And when I tell you Aquaman, people were jumping off the roof. I mean, they was running down the stairs, down the walkways to come help this brother out. And when they all ended up getting off the boat, it was on and popping. I've heard different people come out and say different things about the situation, how they felt about the situation. Furniture absolutely snack. Furniture moving in Montgomery. He was the co-captain. Oh, okay. He was co-captain of the. Okay, so he was co-captain of the ship that was trying to park. Well, anyway, I had some people come out and say, man, that look, this fighting was not okay. They should have turned the other cheek and not went out there and battled, making black people look bad. And then I hear other people say, hey, man, I'm glad that we finally came together and fought for each other. So you all tell me your thoughts. And let's start with you, OG. Your thoughts on the whole situation, and were you happy about how they handled the situation?
All I gotta say is, times and things have changed. And it got to a point now where enough is enough. And that enough happened way back when we had the many, I guess, unlawful killings of blacks that preceded this. Mm-hmm. So right now, people are saying enough is enough. And to me, that was enough. This, like you said, this dude was trying to do his job, peacefully asking these people to move a boat that was illegally parked. Mm-hmm. Like you said, the touring boat was trying to come in there and park with this, I think the pontoon boat, whatever the case may be, was illegally parked. So all that could have been handled by them just moving the boat. Just move the boat. But you don't want to move the boat. Y'all want to try to 4 or 5 of you want to try to jump this guy. I think at least the co-captain, jump this guy for no reason because he's trying to do his job. So what goes around comes around. So you try to jump him, and you got what you deserve. If you move that boat and got on out of Dodge, none of this would happen. Now the only thing I do want to say is now I don't agree with the chair. now we go, I think we talked about this. I think we talked about this in the past that if we all go come out here, we all putting up our dukes and we all fighting. Hey, that's what we're doing. But now to go to the WWE scene and start beating somebody with a chair, I don't agree with that. But now the thing I would say about this, it wouldn't take but one time for me to get hit across my head with a chair. I'm not gonna keep coming and taking more licks in my head with no chair. I realize it's time for me to get out the door now. I can't put this point here. I'm not gonna beat this man with no chair. I need to go ahead and just go ahead and leave. Why I'm gonna keep coming? Let this man just bat me on my head with a chair. I don't know. Yeah. Your hand ain't gonna stop that chair coming down like a doggone sledgehammer. But yeah, I think, like I said, times have changed. And if you don't want it to be, if you don't want to open up that can of worms and let them worms start spreading out like they did, then keep that can sealed and go ahead and move on back to business. But they opened up that can and there we had it.
James said that check keeps from hurting your hands, man. You know.
Yeah, that shit. Them hands we're gonna stop that chair from hitting him across his head.
No, he said he won't hurt his hands. He just used the chair.
Yeah,
I ain't throwing no punches.
Well, he did that.
Yeah, I disagree with you a little bit on the chair part. The only thing I disagree with, the lady was down, man, down. She was already down. It was like, and she was like, oh. And then I was like, now that part I wasn't dealing with. Now at the same time, let me tell you. So I think like everybody, I was late to the party, right? You know, you're going through your timeline. I keep seeing pictures of chairs, folding chairs, just folding chairs up. And then somebody here put a TikTok out on Amazon. Folding chairs went up like 17% in the past week, right? People just buying folding chairs, right? White folding chairs, right? And I didn't get it till finally my wife called. She go, have you been paying attention to this, Montgomery? So I said, I've been seeing it, but I ain't really had the time to really look at it. So she go explain it to me. Then finally, I had a chance to watch the video for the first time. And like everybody, you see, let's say, you're trying to figure it out. You see this man come up, he talking to the man, but then, out of nowhere, like say, take that hat, like I'm done. I'm done talking. You done hit me. Let's go. It's go time. Out of nowhere, because I was sitting there talking to my wife, like you said, the blood started coming off that boat. You know what I mean? Hey, it's about to go down. Then I said, okay, maybe I need to look a little bit deeper into this situation. So my wife go to tell me about it. I said, okay. And like I said, for us to come together under these circumstances is crazy. But then at the same time, like the OG said, enough is enough at this point. What got me was at the end, the right people were in handcuffs.
Right.
When we know the narrative can normally change, not in our favor. Yeah, it go the other way real fast. Mm-hmm. But then when I watched the cops, they were watching it go down, like watching them get their hands, getting their issue, and I'm like, and they waited to see, okay, we're gonna make the right decision on who needs to get locked up or who needs to get put in handcuffs.
Right.
But the thing that got me was, like I said, it was the chair. I know OG said he wasn't a fan of it, but I ain't gonna lie. My man was WWE, and he was an older gentleman too, but he was swinging. But like you said, you keep coming at me like this chair ain't finna. You get a chair, and you get a piece. You get a piece. Then finally, now he did get locked up. I ain't gonna lie, I had to. Yeah. He needed to be locked up because there's some people with some heavy concussions at the end of his session. You know what I mean? So when my man put him on the ground, like, okay, when you hit that lady that was already man down, let me tell you the funniest part to me, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna get off this box. When my man jumped in the water, like he wasn't finna get the chair, and his wife was like, "Where you going?" I'm out of here. I don't want a damn piece of that dude with that folding chair. You know what I mean? And got in the water. Like I said, it was a melee, unlike anything we saw. But the outcome just happened to be in our favor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. Snack says, man, they were illegally parked, then started WrestleMania 23. Dane Little John said, I'm a chair fan. And Kanisha said, man, he was handling that chair like a fly swatter. It was swinging everywhere.
That's all you kept hearing.
But we didn't mention my man swimming across the river.
Aquaman.
Yeah. Aquaman. And then people don't know, it took some strength for that dude to pull himself out there. And he's soaking wet.
Hey, he ringed himself out before he got down.
Yeah. but he took them shoes off too.
And then went out there and started dropping folks.
Man.
I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about.
And then he was 16.
Yeah. Oh, was he? Hey,
16 years old.
that man needed to go in the Olympics. That man was swimming his butt off, bro. Hey, to see a brother out there swimming,
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Had that been me, I ain't gonna lie. By the time I swam and pulled myself up, hold on, guys, what's going on? What's going on? I would have been pushed back in the water. Man, get you back in the water.
Hey, salute. Our guy Big Zach is on, man. Make sure y'all follow the last laugh podcast, man, on YouTube as well, man.
Gotta get on it, man. I gotta get on.
Yeah, congrats, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. We actually lost some, man. Kanisha said, man, swimming in khakis.
Yeah.
And Uncle said, man, our people can swim. Don't act like we can't swim. We don't do water. We don't do. They called him Jamichael Phelps. I like that. I like that, Mark. So I appreciated the fact that everybody came together, man, and got to fighting. But like you said, people are buying chairs at a high volume now. I actually seen, I want to say in New York or in Las Vegas or somewhere, a guy was in a fight and had his chair, and he was swinging and knocked somebody out with the chair, like out there swinging the chair, man. So the chair is the new thing, man. So
did y'all see the chair earrings? They made a little bit of a little folding chair earrings out. Like it's look, t-shirts, everything.
Power and Black tees. They came up with a whole bunch of t-shirts for it, man. So
wow.
Yeah. So they making their money off of it. And Kanisha, that's what I'm talking about. She donated to his legal fund.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's so that's our our take on the Montgomery, what they call it, the Montgomery Tea Party. They go.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, the Montgomery Tea Party, man. So that's our take on it, man. So Dallas Deeper need to break out the chair this year. Absolutely. We slinging some head this year. You right about that, big dog. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the next topic. And it's this right here. And I want to know, are we being sensitive, or is this really something for real? So at Chattanooga University or Chattanooga College, they actually printed these shirts out for their school, for their, I want to say their football game or for Spirit Pride. They had some people come out and say, "Hey, man, I think this is racist. It looks racist. It gives us the wrong look that we don't want." Do y'all think this picture or this shirt is giving the wrong look for their school? And I'll put it back up there again for the people that didn't see it. Let's start with you, Corey.
All right, man. So I try to do a little bit of, little bit of reading, a little bit of soul searching here. Honestly, before I voice my opinion, because I've been known to say some goofy stuff beforehand. So I was listening to this one guy's TikTok. They're at a game or a spirit function. Guy next to him stands up, yeah, nooga this, nooga, and it's sounding like you said, they're saying nooga, but it's sounding like like the derogatory term. And so he looked and he see the shirt, but he said, but for a quick second, he about to pummel this dude that's next to him because he's feeling some sort of way, and then he's looking at the shirt, but it's made by Nike. He's like, and so he go. Because he's like, hey, man, what are you saying? And then he's like, because he's a visitor at this point, but he's still trying to figure out, he's trying to figure out what they're chanting, like they're, what is it, a lookout, or what are they called? The Chattanooga Lookers or Lookout or something like that, right? That's where the eyes from.
I thought the eyes represent, I'm not sure what, I thought just the eyes represent the O's in there.
but I'm saying they're called the Lookouts or the Lookers or something like that. Chattanooga Lookout or something like that.
Okay.
So he was trying to explain because they were trying to say he was just trying to figure out where it came from. You know what I'm saying? But it's called the Lookout. Yeah.
Lookout.
And so they called themselves the Lookers, you know. But Nuga, you know, and they were trying to put it together. So the Lookout, so that's where the eyes came from. But he was like, he was feeling some sort of way, but the guy was genuinely with another friend that was of color. So it wasn't, but he was confused at the time. He was like, where you get that shirt or what do you have on? So eventually, not saying that's how it started, but he said he was one of the first one to try to figure out where did y'all adopt this thing from. But in so many words, and like I said, I get it. You know, somebody wasn't thinking about it on that side because they probably never been in that situation before, right? They probably never been on that side of injustice. You see what I'm saying? So that part, and like Uncle James saying, you know, Lookout Mountain is a part of that Tennessee history. You know what I'm saying? So near Chattanooga, yeah, it's right. It's in Chattanooga. So Lookout Mountain is not that far from it. Correct. So they like I said, in that little small part of town, that little small school, you know, they probably got some. They've been doing this for a long time now. You know, you call yourself the Lookout, and then somebody came up with that. But like you said, you pushing it close to that line, and like I said, you hate to just be so super duper oversensitive, but when it's coming out, when you hollering it out, it just don't sound right. You see what I'm saying? Anything that's close to it, you know, when you push it a little bit, sometimes you can take it and it just go way too far. You know, and it's just like you said, like Snack said, it's just a little too close. And you gotta hear that. You gotta hear it when they chanting it though. They probably don't have, you know, they probably don't think, you know, that we hear it a different way because, you know, some of us say it different. Or when you hear it, just then, like you said, the intent, my wife said the intent is out there. That's the important part. So Nike pulled it down, but, you know, some execs should have said, hey, you sure you finna put that on a shirt? You know?
OG?
Oh, no, I don't like it at all. It's too close. It's too intentional to me. If lookout is the word you're looking for, then why not put an L in them two I's in the K and an O in them I's in the OUT? If that's what you're trying to do.
Oh, you're right. Or why not call yourself Lookers instead of
and put them I's in there for the O's.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But yeah, it's too close to me. I'm like Anisha, it's too intentional. And yeah, I absolutely do not like it. Can't say what I really want to say, but yeah, I don't like it at all.
Okay. So everybody seems to be too close for comfort for a lot of people. And Zach says, man, exactly, Chuck. They knew what they were doing in his opinion. And honestly, I'm on the other side of it.
On the Nike, you think Nike knew that too? Or what you about to say? I'm my bad, G.
No, you good. Go ahead. I'm
saying, you think Nike feels that same way, or because they the one who made the shirt for them?
Made the shirt, and I don't think. Honestly, I feel like we're being a little sensitive, because you don't spell it with two O's,
but it's an I. Their eyes. Their eyes on the shirt. It's the I. Yeah. And the I, bring the shirt back up. It's not an O, it's an I. So if you take that and you put N-I.
Oh, you
saying that the I stand for the I?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's the way I'm taking it.
That's the way you're taking it. Okay. So you saying Niga.
Well, Niga ain't the word, but
the word, yeah.
It's too close. It's too close for comfort to me.
And
it's a whole totally different way they could have done this.
Nuga.
So
whoever, like Chattanooga, I don't know anybody from Chattanooga. And I don't know if they call themselves Nuga, like, you know, short for ATL. Like I'm not sure if if that's what they just call themselves.
But there's colleges in Chattanooga. But you haven't heard it before now.
Because this put him on the map in terms of attention.
Oh, yeah, they got attention. To me, they got the wrong kind of attention, though.
Yeah. They should have been looking out for the bigotry. No, Snack says. Rodney says, man, every committee needs a person of color as a member or advisor. I agree with that.
You gotta have diversity, but you gotta have a diversity in everything you do. I think within companies, because if you don't, then this type of thing happens. So it's just if you got just one side that's just looking at, let's say, marketing or whatever the case may be, and you don't include all the diversity within your company and some of the decisions, then these things gonna happen. And it's not just here. I mean, that's in any big companies.
So my wife used the example on Steve Kerr's son. His name is Nicholas, but they were calling him Nick. And I guess when the announcer was saying Nick Kerr, it didn't sound acceptable. Like if you said it together. So he's like, listen, don't call me Nick. You know what I'm saying? Because if you put, you hear just too close for comfort.
Oh yeah. Especially if you run it all together.
Hey, Nick Kerr, like, hey, Nick Kerr,
Yeah.
Or if you don't put a little space in between, you're like, what you just say? Nicholas. Let's not.
They need to stick to the whole name.
But he's probably never been called Nicholas. He's probably been called Nick his whole life.
But I'm just saying, if somebody trying to play it, be funny or whatever, you just don't want to play that game with me. You know what I'm saying? Especially, I can see that.
Yeah, Jay. It's the Nougat from Chattanooga.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
It's a Nougat from Chattanooga. So that's how I took it. Like I get it. That's part of their name.
It is, but do you want to play that game?
So here's the thing.
You can't. Come on in.
Come on in.
I'm just filling you guys in because I just recently heard the story. Okay. So he has always gone by Nick, but he's recently got moved up to a head coaching position. So he asked them, like he realized it did not sound good. So he asked them, now that he's head coaching and they're calling his name out a lot more, he asked them to use Nicholas instead of Nick. Even though he's always gone by Nick, he was just like, it's not sounding good. When y'all are announcing this stuff, like it don't. Sure. It sound a little borderline. Yeah. So he asked them,
head coach Nick Kerr.
Yeah.
Head coach Nick.
Yeah. Nick Kerr.
So he asked them. He heard it with his own ears. So he asked them to switch to Nicholas.
Especially when your name only has one syllable, like Nick. Now Nicholas, you got to put some Nicholas. But if it's like Nick Kerr. Kerr is only one, so it's just too close.
Yeah. Extremely too close.
Too close.
But I guess
are we too sensitive?
You can't wear that shirt though. Okay, say if you saw me wearing that shirt in Atlanta, or let's just see me in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even put nougat with that. You wouldn't.
Nah.
If
only people in Chattanooga go look at it that way.
That's the only thing.
You wear that shirt outside of Chattanooga, with nobody knowing about Chattanooga, then you gonna be looked at side eye.
Yeah, I'm like, hey boy, what you?
That's good.
My opinion is this. I think is there a sensitivity? Yes. The question is it a justified sensitivity?
You can adjust.
So
what you mean justified?
Justified. Yeah, it's justified.
Yeah, it's a bit sensitive because it's a valid nickname, but given the history of Tennessee and people of color, like it is justified for people to be like, okay, that make me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Again, it doesn't mean that it's racist, but even if your intention is not to be racist, if it is something that's going to spark controversy, is there a compromise there? Or do you want to just push the envelope to have an argument? Well, this is our nickname. Yeah, it's your nickname, but it's a little controversial. Like, just given the history of everything, it's a little controversial. So, like, where's the middle ground here?
So this is my question. Okay. So I hear that.
Okay.
If a guy's walking in South Carolina with that shirt on, are you going to stop and go, hey man, can you please explain that shirt to me before I kick your ass? You know, you know the people, some of the people that we know ain't giving you that opportunity. You gonna walk with that shirt, and then somebody they gonna throw their head up. You about to catch it in my neighborhood. You know, it only works in Chattanooga.
Okay, that makes sense. So do you think they only made that shirt for Chattanooga? They didn't make that shirt for everybody else,
Sure. That's one of their sponsors.
So that's just for them.
Yeah. But it's online now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because social media now, like, yeah.
So they had to stop the printing of the shirt.
Okay.
They did.
So now people are buying it probably for the wrong reason.
Probably, you know what I'm saying? So they stopped the printing. You know, Nike had, they stopped it because when they realized what was going on, whoever was printing, hey, what's going on? Stop the press. No more of that shirt. But
that's just like somebody coming up with that shirt on and coming to that game down in Atlanta on August the 26th.
What?
Oh. Oh. Yeah.
And the only way you can get away with it, you better be a dog and Galen over there.
Nah, that don't work. That ain't gonna
I'm just saying where they confuse you. Well, he ain't finna get beat up. It's like, hey man, what you got on? Or maybe he's talking about himself. Like, that's the only way. But
Right. Y'all got a great point.
If you hadn't been in Chattanooga, I've been in Chattanooga many times. It's a little small city, but we are maybe 30, 25% there.
Mm-hmm.
So that other, 75, they can walk around with confidence with it.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That makes sense, man. James Littlejohn said, I will always be sensitive unapologetically about it. So I agree, man. And Unk says, man, I agree. It only works in Chattanooga. And Snack says, man, look at the Jamie Foxx issue the other day. He had to apologize to Jewish people for something that wasn't even anti-Semitic. People need to respect black people the same way. Exactly. And I didn't feel like it was anti-Semitic either, what he said. But
what are you talking about?
He said, well, how do you expect them to treat you? They killed Jesus. Or yeah.
Who are you talking about?
But he was talking about haters, Judah. So that's what he was talking about. But they took it as, so y'all feel the same, y'all hear it the same way?
I just heard you say.
I just heard it say. I hadn't heard it.
That's
you said the Jews.
So y'all immediately thought about Jewish people?
Yeah.
Okay. So I honestly thought about they talking about Judas. I thought he talking about Judas. The haters, because he was talking about in the situation. It was about somebody hating on what they were doing, and he's like, what do you expect? That's going to happen. They killed Jesus. Like, what do you expect? That's what's going to happen. So,
I mean, to me, you could have thought of a different scenario to come up with than
and maybe said he killed Jesus. Maybe he said he killed Jesus. Oh no.
Scenario.
Yeah. So I guess if you do say they, that's not one person.
So you saying you're not thinking about just people in general. He was putting that group of people, the Jews, as opposed to just thinking that just people in general.
He was comparing the situation to what Jesus went through and how Jesus did it and how Jesus got caught.
Hey man, it's one thing we don't. You can't talk about no Jews.
Yeah. So I didn't think it was when he said it, but when I told my son, when my wife and I told MJ, he was like, oh, like the same reaction that you all had.
Really?
Like, why would he say that? And so we was like, why? What do you think that meant? We're like, well, Jewish people killed Jesus. Cool. Oh no. So I was like, okay, no. So I guess you did understand. So yeah, but he definitely had to come out and apologize for that comment, man. So, and right, so that's what Crystal was saying. My wife was saying, like, that is a common phrase in our community that we say. If people hated Jesus, they would hate you too. That is a common thing that we say.
I've never heard that.
Really?
Never heard.
Oh, wow.
Is that a northern or California? Do you heard that when you were in California?
I've heard it before too. No, and Crystal, she's from here.
All right.
She said the Bible Belt is, that they say that all the time.
I guess I heard something similar because some people say if they killed Jesus, then why would you think they wouldn't kill you too?
I heard that.
Is that not the same? Is that not the same?
I guess it's similar. Yeah.
If they kill Jesus, would it not kill you?
Yeah. I think it's kind of similar. Yeah.
Because we all know, the Jews, kill them. Hating versus, killing. Hey, man. Okay.
Yeah. So, absolutely, man. James said he heard it a million times. It's not just a common phrase. It's not about
snack from New York. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife from Cleveland. That's how I was asking. Is it a Midwest thing? Is it an up north thing? Is it
Right. So yeah, I don't. Woof. But yeah, so it can go either way. And like my guy Remus said, and welcome on Remus. Remus, he said, man, there's a side that is political and will pass the bar, become a lawyer. I think when he passed the bar and becomes a lawyer and maybe get into politics, and there's a side from me from the hood.
Remus, you going to law school?
Yeah, he in law school, man. We about to have us another brother in law school, baby, another lawyer.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. That's
about.
That's all right.
He almost done, man. He almost done. So keep it up, big dog. Keep it up.
Got me one. I got me another. Know somebody. Hey, look, we need to know some people, man.
Yeah. All right, man. So let's go ahead. Let's jump into the preseason football. Before we do that, though, man, let me say this. Congratulations to the NBA Hall of Fame inductees. I think they had that ceremony this past weekend. Congratulations to all of them. I didn't get to watch any of it, but
yeah.
It's cold-blooded class.
Yeah, nice class, man. So James says, "Snack, that's why you crazy? All New Yorkers are."
I'm walking over here, All
right, man. So I know OG, you didn't see much of your team, man. I'll give you a little breakdown of your team, what I saw.
Give me a breakdown on my team.
And Corey, you saw some of your squad, man. So tell me a little breakdown of what you saw in the first preseason game. And your thoughts. So give me your thoughts.
All right. Big shout out to my man, my new guy, Ryan Nielsen, ex-defensive line coach of these New Orleans Saints, who have brought down a new defensive scheme that seems to be from what I was looking at on our first game. And I know that these are the second and third string guys, but if I'm looking at the scheme, the defensive scheme, not bad. Mm-hmm. I was very impressed at, even though a person may have been, like, let's say if you slightly beat, get your hand out there. For the you don't necessarily have to make the tackle. You don't have to make an interception. Get your hand out there. I saw a little bit of what you shaking your head for? What's wrong with you?
Put your hand there if you want to. Get that arm broke too. Keep in that hand out there.
Keep
in that hand out there. See
what they're playing the ball. I saw a difference in how they were playing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this scheme was different for me. I saw a whole lot of rushing the passer that we didn't get a whole lot of last year and the year before that, and then a couple of years. I saw some things that I thought when our regular starters are in on this scheme, it may be a lot better. So I was very impressed at what I saw. My third string quarterback, Woodside, I think it's Woodside. I think his name is. Not bad. No interceptions, no turnovers. Not bad. So I know what I got in your old guy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping for the best thing for Ritter. but at the same time, I saw some things that I like. I saw some guys that I think gonna make an impact on this team. Hey man, I'm ready to get out of this basement. I'm ready to get it. I'm ready to make it happen.
All right, good. OG, did you see any of that game?
I'm not.
No, okay.
I don't invest much in the preseason to the last preseason game.
Okay, look, I was just about to. I'm gonna ask you about that too. So, okay, good. I just to piggyback on what you were saying about the Falcons, man. I kind of agree and I concur with what you were saying. I felt like the defense was flying around the field. They weren't missing very many tackles. They were physical. They were stopping the run. And it's just a scheme that, like you said, that looked a lot better. They seemed like they was more in tune. Another year under the system or whatever it is, under Arthur Smith. They looked disciplined out there for a first preseason game. So
now mind you, and I heard one of the commentators say this. Everybody, said this is second and third string that are out there. These are going to be your support groups that are, support guys that are out there going in and out for your starters. But when they're communicating and they're playing like starters, and this is the time where you can see who's going to be able to, plug in to those guys on that defense. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was a good look for us. I'm glad, like I said, you want to get a W, but at the same time, I like what I saw. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Remus said Steel's winning the division. Jane Littlejohn said, Remus, you're not sounding like a lawyer, more like a judge. Uck said it sounded like a judge. So let's go to the Commanders, man, and just tell you what I saw from them. Your quarterback, Sam Howell, man, he looked good. They played the first team, played a couple snaps. And when I tell you he was on the money, he was hitting Josh Dotson all over the field. I heard Josh Dotson actually went and told the Cleveland Browns, one of the DBs, it's going to be a long day for you. Their defense early on was flying around as well. So I was impressed with the way they were moving the ball early on in that game, man. So those just my few takes that I saw in there. Cleveland, it took them a minute to get started. Excuse me. Cleveland took them a minute to get going, but once they got going with their second unit, because they had Deshaun in there for a second, but
he was running around.
Yeah, he was running around for his life. That was that defense for the Commanders had him on the ropes, man. So it took him a minute to get in. Snack says Howell has a good arm as well. So yeah, man. So that's what I saw from the Commanders. Just like I said, just a little small glimpse of what they had. So for my Cowboys, my
Cowboys. Cincinnati guy. My bad.
No, you good. Yeah. So my Cowboys. I saw.
Wait. Let me ask you a Cowboy question before you give your analytics.
Okay. Talk to me.
I know I've been throwing them out at you. So before you give me your analytics on the game, your starting QB has been getting a lot of how I like to say, because I know you said this on more than one occasion, extra activity because y'all the Cowboys, extra videos out there, a whole lot of comments, a lot of trash talk already. Is your quarterback being fairly evaluated right now?
Absolutely not. No. And he will never be fairly evaluated because he has that star on his helmet. And that's expected. I mean, we know everything is judged on a different scale when you're a Cowboy. It comes with the territory.
So you telling me you're not on edge with the amount of INTs that he's been throwing against his own team? That's been catching his own team and catching.
No, because that's what practice is for. Like you're trying new stuff. You're seeing what you can do and get away with. So that's where you do these. All right, if I'm gonna try to see if I can force it in here. If I can get this pass off. Yeah, that's what practice is for. That's what you do.
do you do that against the third ranked defense in the league?
Absolutely. If you can do it against them, then you'll know you'll be able to do it in the game. So yeah, you try everything you can. You take more chances in practice than you do in the game. So yeah, that's what practice is for. Like Allen Iverson say, man, practice. We talking about practice.
Yeah,
this is practice. That's what it's for, man.
So you're not on. So you have no
at all. I'm not worried about it at all. I don't put any stock into. First of all, practice. I don't keep practice stats like some people are keeping practice stats all of a sudden. Their quarterback went 11 for 12, 3 touchdowns and no interceptions in practice. I have no idea when this happened, when we started keeping training camp stats.
But it's a precursor to the regular season. You know what I'm saying? It's what we're looking at, and that's why we're talking about it. But what I'm saying is we're not the only ones that are criticizing your Cowboys right now, just with, like you said, preseason practices and the ability to pass the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And you're okay with this.
Have you heard of any touchdowns?
Oh,
I know. Because they're not talking about it. They're only talking about the negative stuff.
Right. But
yeah. So that's all they want to talk about.
But that's what I'm saying. You're just putting it on. They just want to talk about Cowboys. You're not. But I'm saying, are you hearing what I'm saying here?
Have you heard of anybody else throwing interceptions?
No.
Have you heard of anybody else throwing touchdowns?
I got something I want to say on that.
Oh, all right.
So G always says that the reason they get so much quote unquote publicity is because of the star on their helmet, which I totally disagree with. Wow. The reason they get so much publicity is because of their fans being so arrogant and putting all these unclaimed statements out there, like Dak is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So of course people go come back and prove those type of statements incorrect. So all this publicity is not coming because of the star on their helmet. It's coming because their fans are so delusional most times, and that people want to find stuff that disproves what they always have a tendency of saying. That's why they're getting the publicity.
I didn't want you to go into a divisional shouting match with him. I was trying to give him the opportunity to look at it from outside of just being the star, outside of just being the star on your head. You know what I mean? But he stood by the same statement. He's not worried. Now,
that's a typical Cowboy fan.
Are you worried about your quarterback throwing interceptions in practice?
I'm not talking about practice. I'm talking about the publicity that you're talking about. Why are they getting so much publicity? Why are the Cowboys always talking about, like you always want to say?
They are.
It all comes back to the fans. I'm telling you why. It comes back to their fans putting out all these delusional statements and comments.
The fans aren't on TV.
So let me ask you this, G. So you telling me that you think that it's a lot of fans that's going to Cowboy practice and trying to get all this data just to put it out there? You think that?
You saying who now?
Wait, who's putting the TikToks out there?
Everybody.
I'm talking about, it has to be for somebody going to a practice and being able to capture their TikTok, that film.
So no, it does. The media. I mean, so the Cowboys are one of the few teams that allow cameras to come to practice and all this and that. So a lot of teams don't allow cameras to come to their practices. The Cowboys, we don't care. We don't mind it. So that we know that's what y'all want to see.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
See what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. See, he falls into exactly what I'm talking about.
What?
Go ahead, keep on going. Let's go. Come on.
Welcome on, Steve-O. He said they still think they're America's team. I'm just saying, look.
That's not why y'all allow the cameras in y'all practice.
Hey, there is no bad publicity. All publicity is good publicity. That's how we feel. Uncle says he agrees. The family.
So all publicity is good publicity.
It is definitely.
All of it.
All of it.
Every bit of it.
Every bit of it. Every
So
bit.
do we need to go back to I think the last season?
Yeah.
About your
Go
owner?
ahead.
That was publicity. That good?
Yeah.
That's
All
good?
of it. All of it's good publicity. Because you
So
talking
him-
about the Cowboys. You talking about the Cowboys. That's good.
So him standing up there with not one of those students coming to school, that's good publicity.
Hey, were you talking about the Cowboys?
That's good. But you
You
saying that's
talking
good
about
though. That's good.
You talking about the Cowboys. So that's all. It's bringing more attention to the Cowboys.
The attention is not. And that's what I'm saying. The attention is not what I'm asking you here. I'm asking you outside of, like you said, the likes and attention that you're getting from fans and non-fans, haters, and non-haters alike.
We love it. You see these shoulders? They're built for it.
Don't go there. See what I'm talking about, Corey? See, he leaned right into it. See what I'm saying?
I'm trying to ask a fair question, and you're giving me
arrogancy.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? And all I'm trying to say is what Chuck has been saying to you before with your QB, right? Because I think, like I said, I may have done clipped. I know James has, outside of Chuck, just giving it to you. Mm-hmm. We've been showing you what's been happening around the league this first 2 weeks, with Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Right. They've been showing y'all practices. Remember, I said the first play, boom. I'm trying to give you more of a, hey man, it hit his hands at one Dak's fault. But then come behind it, there 4 more interceptions where they show, been picked off in practice. And at first I was trying to ask you, was it play calling? Is it, that's, I know we're going to get there, but before you gave your analytics, I was just trying to see where you worried. And you stood your ground, and yeah, right.
Have you ever heard him not stick his ground?
Pop says stats has always been kept in practice with all teams. They use them to build on and talk about it in the film room. It's been done for years.
That's what we doing. And I'm trying to give you an opportunity to be real about your QB.
So, Pop, tell me.
He made him Pop.
Tell me what stat. What were the stats for the Falcons practice last year?
Oh,
matter of fact, tell me what the stats are for the Falcons this year. If they keeping stats, tell me what the stats are.
I actually can give you stats of Whiteside. I can give it to you.
In practice?
Well, you mean like when they were in
no, in practice.
Oh, in practice. Oh,
yeah. What's the stats? Talk to me.
No.
Oh, you don't know?
No, I don't know. But I'm saying I knew my guy didn't throw 5 in INT.
How do you know?
They're filming it. I'm watching some of we're live here at Flowery Branch.
No, they don't know because they don't care.
No,
it's not news. That's not news.
At your practice, they showed where your cornerback was in your quarterback face, and shut up. They showed that. They showed the INTs. They showed where they benched him. They put him on the side for a quick little second, to get his mind clear.
Yeah, they didn't. No, that's not happening.
I'm saying
don't just make that up.
No. I sent it to the group.
They put who on the bench?
Remember, I said they took him out for a quick second. I sent that to our group, and he was just sitting on the side, trying to figure it out. But then I realized it was the year before. But what I'm saying is he's been put on the side for throwing INTs.
No,
and I'm asking,
are you just making a story with that?
No, that's what
it sounds like. That's what it sounds like.
OG know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, cool.
You just said that was from last year.
But what I'm saying is, this is your QB.
You just said that was from last year, but you said he got sat down for throwing interceptions. So you just put them two together.
What I'm saying is, these are the videos that are being published right now. I had to look at it so I can give you an honest assessment of what I saw before I go, hey man, they benched your quarterback. Because Bobby sent it to me. You know what I mean?
Right. So Pop said the coaches use them as add a tool. Right, Pop. Yeah. So who?
I know, Steve.
Who puts the stats out there?
The media.
Why? So wait a minute. Where are all the other stats at then?
Because they want to show you what your quarterback is doing.
The media, there's 31 other teams out there. Why are there stats out there?
OG, my bad.
I don't understand.
I tried.
See what I'm saying? I mean, he just what he's doing is just adding fuel to my fire. What I just said.
Does this not make sense?
It don't.
Did you see what not your, don't pass by not your average guy statement? Put not your average guy statement back up.
It was just look, I don't understand. Y'all are telling me that everybody keeps these stats around the league, and everybody talks about them, but you don't hear about nobody else's stats but the Cowboys.
I told you why. Because Cowboy fans are so arrogant and delusional that everybody wants to prove all those delusional statements that they say incorrect. That's why. Well, it's not because that star on your hat, your helmet. It's because all the junk y'all talk. A lot of people don't physically hate the Cowboys. They hate the fans.
Talk to them, baby. Crystal, my wife says, what are the Falcon stats and what are the Commander stats?
Crystal,
if everybody's doing it.
Hey, I know Crystal a lawyer, but let's put like that tape from a couple years ago, and go ahead and put that on record.
Crystal, okay, look, if I'm speaking like a lawyer, I'm trying to. What I'm trying to establish here is what the videos show. Let the videos tape show that Prescott is throwing INTs in practice.
So nobody's throwing INTs.
I'm asking Galen, is he concerned? He says no because right. My if you ask me about the Falcons, they hadn't shown my quarterback or the OG's old quarterback throwing interceptions in practice, being picked off 5 times in a practice.
You know why?
I'm asking Galen from what we're seeing, is he concerned with his quarterback play? He told me no, because this is what they do for Cowboys.
All right,
this is a never-ending argument. I mean, so I have admitted to things being incorrect and wrong with my team, but you're not gonna ever.
We're not obsessed.
We're not gonna ever.
It is what it is.
Hit this man up here to my top left. Say anything negative or incorrect about his team. No,
that's not true.
Well,
name one time when you have right now.
We're not wrong a lot, so I don't know.
Look, listen, like I said, we went off on a curveball behind that. So I apologize.
You took us out. You took it down. You took it down that one-way street. We couldn't get out.
Hey, took us down that rabbit hole. It went down that rabbit hole.
So yeah, let me hear your analytics on your takes on after this first game, bro.
All right. So my wife says, "Are you concerned that they're not showing the Falcon? Are you not concerned the league doesn't care?"
You obviously aren't listening, Crystal.
She here. She listening.
No, we didn't say anything about that.
She finna fight for her man. She done threw her hat.
Yeah.
And she
throw that. Yeah. She about
throw her hat.
I walk in that room.
Montgomery all over again.
Right.
Yeah. Back there in a few minutes. I'm just waiting.
Yeah. Crystal on her way downstairs. That's fine.
Hey, Jake Lynn said, upset, man, 15 teams are better than the Cowboys. Boy, stop.
See, he even think or consider. There was no. Let me see. There was none of that.
Look, there's only 32 teams. You ain't gonna tell me 15 teams. So
tell me
what I saw from our first game, man, it was our boys, like your boys, were moving around on defense. They were we had some young boys in there that showed they want to be on the squad. Some guys, Deuce Vaughn, running back, 5'5". He's gotten a lot of criticism for his height. He is Sproles like Darren Sproles like.
Take the kid from Kansas State.
Yeah, kid from Kansas State, man. Very, very nice. Very nice running between the tackles. I saw some struggles on the defensive side at cornerback that need to be addressed. But we are deep on all levels. At tight end, our offensive line is a struggle right now. We need to fix that. Is our weak link.
What's up with Big Man and the money?
Big Zach, man. Big Zach is still holding out. He's at a million plus right now. In penalties, so in fines. I expect him to be back for game 1. but he's got his feet dug in the ground, and ownership does as well. So
Yeah.
So this 50,000 per game comes out of his pocket.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's out of his pocket, man. 50,000, no, not per game, per day,
Per day.
50,000 a day that he's not in practice.
So he had $1 million.
Yeah, he's at $1 million. He's at $1 million, like $1.4 million, $1.3 million right now. He and Kansas City's Chris Jones. He as well.
He's in that too.
Yeah, he's in that too.
I think which guy's in that too, isn't he?
The guy up in Baltimore.
49ers, Bosa.
No, Bosa's not saying, is he?
I think
Nick
Bosa's
Bosa?
in that too. Yeah, I think he's in that.
Oh, I ain't heard that one. Oh,
He want more money.
I guess so.
yeah. So Uncle said Crystal defending her man. Gee, your invoice is in the mail. So yeah. They said preseason don't matter.
Right.
And it doesn't. So how much do y'all put into preseason?
Depending on the team.
Moses is sitting out. Okay. Moses. Okay.
It depends on the team, which determines the value of preseason. Teams like the Falcons, we lean on preseason a little bit heavier than your Cowboys would. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in that stage where we need to find and covet, that talent that's out there playing for us right now. We're still trying to win. We're still trying to, get that recipe right. When we tasting and seeing it. We don't have a lot more stars and studs. Let's say, as a confident Cowboy team, but at the same time, we're trying to get there. So we lean a little bit heavier on the preseason because we don't want to let, a shining star go that we could use. And what you got there?
On paper.
It is. But I'm saying, but we're that team. We're that team. On paper and on the field, we need to see it. I need to be able to evaluate this talent. You know what I'm saying? Till we get those guys where I got enough to where we know, what's really happening. But nobody's job. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody, but 80% of the jobs, like last year, that team was totally different than the team we had in 2022. This 2023 team gonna be totally different.
OG, how do you feel about the preseason, man? Do you put a lot of stock into it?
I don't put a lot of stock into it. I put a lot of stock into the final preseason game. Because to me, like they always say, that's the tune-up before the season starts. So your starters are going to play more in that final preseason game. They have a tendency to play more in the final preseason game than they do to the preceding games. Because to me, the preceding games are giving those players that are on that bubble the opportunity to show their skills and what they can bring to the team and try to make the team. Mm-hmm. So my most of my vested looking and checking them out would be the final preseason game.
Okay. And for me, I look at, like Remus said, I look at individual players. I want to see what people have a possibility of making a squad. I don't care about winning preseason games. I know, like the Baltimore Ravens, I think they've won like 20 or 15 preseason games in a row. They haven't lost a game since President Obama was president. So I don't put a whole lot of stock into wins and losses. I heard one coach say, I want to win all my preseason games. He said that builds the winning culture. So yeah, I'm not putting any stock in it. Steve-O says, man, he likes the way the Steelers are looking. He says he likes the way that Pickett and Pickett to Pickens combo is. And let me say this. I thought Pickens looked well. I thought he looked really, really good in his drive out there with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, let me say something real quick, G. You giving a lot of shout out to this Pittsburgh.
I bet he gives a lot of shout outs now in the preseason period, but buddy, wait till the season starts.
I think we're both thinking the same thing. Like, what you doing over here? So since we there, we got a lot of Pittsburgh fans on here now. And I think you guys are predicted to be, I think fourth. And does that sound right to you, G? You giving them a lot of shine. I mean,
me and my brother talked yesterday or Saturday. Yeah, yesterday, and he he wanted, of course, he wanted to go to Pittsburgh. They're coming to town, so he wanted tickets to that game. So the preseason game. So I gave him the tickets, but he said the Steelers will be in the Super Bowl this year.
This year?
This year.
Who said that?
As participants or just at the game?
No, he as participants. As playing.
Who said that?
Coming out of the AFC?
My brother. He said Pittsburgh Steelers will be in the Super Bowl this year.
Hey, I don't know your brother. I never met your brother. But there's a saying that people used to say way back when, that the apple don't fall too far from the tree. So we got a little disillusional going on over here in this Wright family right now when it comes to these sports.
Yeah, my dad don't know what we're talking about. So
I'm just saying, Steve. I'm asking the question because I know I got a lot of Steelers fans on this timeline right now. You know what I'm saying?
A bunch of them. A bunch of them
right now, right? You know what I'm saying?
Remus, Jay Glenn, Rodney Lil Johns, that not your average guy, Steve. All of these bad boys. But let's see, they feel
it's in here.
They believe. They believe. He said, I don't know about Super Bowl, but I feel like they're gonna win the division.
So they're gonna beat the Bengals, which we don't know what's up with Burrow, and the
Lamar,
Ravens,
and Deshaun.
And Lamar got Odell now and some other weapons. I think Lamar's got more weapons now than he's ever had, in my opinion. And they think they could win the division.
So, and I'm just asking. So when I go through this AFC division, right? When I'm looking at your Bills, your Ravens, Bengals. I like the Browns defense. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs. Dolphins, Patriots. I'm asking you, you Pittsburgh Steelers fans out there right now. Where do y'all fit in there? Because they got you at 4 right now. Predictions show that y'all are finished, 4th. But you're giving me a little bit more. You telling me, I hear you. James. Right now, y'all. I'm trying to figure out. Even Galen, we've been letting him talk about this for about 5 minutes now. Where we at here? Are we serious? Kenny Pickett and Pickens. That's what's gonna win the AFC.
I get they got Najee too. But is that gonna win the AFC though? Is that gonna win that division? Because you got some stout quarterbacks in that division.
Wow.
As far as quarterbacks, that's probably it might be one of the best divisions out there as far as quarterbacks concerned.
It is up for grabs though. But to say that is it the Steelers to lose? We still have a champ that's out of the AFC right now, correct?
Oh, they wrong for that.
Yeah.
What?
They wrong for that. They wrong for that. They wrong for that.
We done been there. We done been.
Oh man.
This is Kenny Pickett's second year, right?
It's his second year.
Second year.
He started 9 games last year, right? Because he didn't start the whole season. I mean, they put Kenny Pickett in the round.
Mitchell Trubisky started.
He started first, right? So I think halfway, yeah. So this is their year. That's what you were just trying to take us on a ride with, G.
What year was Ben then when he went to his first Super Bowl?
Ben?
Yeah. How long had Ben been there when he went to his first Super Bowl? Steelers fans, can y'all tell me that?
It may have been that same situation like the GOAT, where somebody got hurt and he got in.
I think he was starting his second season, but I don't know if it's the second season when they went to the Super Bowl though. How long had he been there when they went to the Super Bowl for the first time?
Steve said he's a realist Steelers fan. So he said I would honestly be shocked if the Steelers go deep into the playoffs this year. That's what I want to hear.
Okay.
A real answer.
I'll be honestly be shocked if the Steelers go deep into the playoff this year. Do you see them in the playoffs? Let's see how real he gonna get. Yes. Okay. Yes.
So Remy is saying Odell hadn't played in 2. I get that. I get it. I'm just saying.
So in 2 weeks, y'all, we're gonna do predictions for each division in 2 weeks. So everybody have your predictions down. We're gonna write them all down and get everybody's opinion on. We'll see who's right at the end of the season.
How the hell did we go through?
They will be playing in the championship game against Patrick Mahomes. That's what your uncle said.
Oh, division champion.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, but listen. Okay, one last question. It's because I said right now, honestly, me and OG taking a ride with Cowboy and Steelers fans. So can I ask you, is this gonna be a Cowboy Steelers Super Bowl?
I don't see the Steelers in it, but I see them boys up there.
Up where?
Up where? Let me say this. I see us fighting for the NFC title.
Against who?
It don't matter. You pick a team.
Hey, Ben had been in the league 2 years when he won his first Super Bowl.
Okay.
So I guess they're saying Kenny Pickett can do the same thing.
Now the average guy said, of course he sees his boys there. Of course. We are built. We are built to be there. I think, and let me say this right now. If we don't make it to that point, it is a failed season.
Huh?
It's a failed season. Write that down. Write that down.
No. I'm sorry. I'm putting it in my notes.
Write that down right now.
Now I'm putting it in my notes.
Hey,
with a reminder on it.
And write this down too while you at it. Dak MVP of the league this year. Write it down.
Wow.
Write it down.
I got 10,000 wings on that.
Write it down.
I got 10,000 wings on that.
Did you hear what you just said, bro?
I got 10.
Ain't no falling back, bro. Cool. Ain't no falling back, man.
You see, Corey, he's falling right into what I said.
Ain't no falling back.
All these delusional statements.
It's not delusional. It's not delusional. We are built. We are built. We are built for it this year.
So Dak is the MVP this year
of the league this year.
Of the NFL.
MVP of the league this year. He's already the face of the NFL. He's going to be the NFL MVP this year.
Who's the face of the NFL?
Oh, because they're going back to that NFL Man of the Year.
Man of the year. He's the Man of the Year.
No.
When
you say he's the face of the NFL, no. We need to separate those two topics.
Yeah.
He's the Man of the Year. Walter Payton Man of the Year. But he is absolutely not the face of the NFL.
Because he gave all that Campbell Superweight. That ain't got nothing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
See, here we go. This that delusional stuff again. Here we go. Here we go, y'all.
All right, man. So slack now.
Episode 26.
Episode 26, baby. All right, man. So a couple episodes back, we talked about. You all right, Corey?
No, I'm not okay.
I'm sorry.
Corey, you should be used to it by now.
I'm kind of am, but yeah.
Because I am. I made my statement about it, and he's just falling right into what I said.
Well, let me say this, and I'll get off of it.
Okay.
I'm attaching myself to your last statement. If it, about it being a bust. If it's a bust, it's because your guy threw too many INTs, keeping your defense on the field too long.
Uh-huh.
All right. Go ahead, brother.
I hear you.
The enemy and its intensity. Have players had to kind of adapt to that and have any?
I'm sorry. All right. So before we jump into that, G prediction sure to go wrong. Snack. Let me write these down.
I got mine right down. I got episode G delusional statement. Cowboy would be in the NFC Championship game.
I'm writing this down. I'm taking notes right now. Steve-O, everybody that Jay Glenn, James, and the co-host, the host on the show.
That was Jerome Bettis' last year when they won this.
Right. No, that's a true Cowboy. Remus said, Remus, he's not even in the consideration. All right. Okay. I got it all written down right here, man. All right. the same results as last time. That was not winning the division. Take it to the bank. Okay.
These are Steelers fans talking to you.
These are Steelers fans. So this is expected. This is expected, man.
I'm not still a fan, but I'm still saying you're delusional.
Yeah. So we talked about coaching codes and being broken, man. Do y'all feel like these statements are breaking the code of coaching, man, by your coach Ron Rivera? Hold on one second.
I guess sort of struggled with that at times.
Yeah, I mean they have, and one of the biggest things is you know, and I had a number of guys come to me and I say, hey, just go talk to him. I said, understand what he's trying to get across to you, you know, and I think, you know, I think as they go and they talk and they listen to him, it's been enlightening for a lot of these guys. I mean, it's a whole different approach. You know, you're getting a different kind of player from the players back in the past, especially in light of how things are coming out of college football. So a lot of these young guys, you know, they do struggle with certain things. And a lot of y'all got to take for where they've been. I mean, guys coming from certain programs are used to it. Guys come from other programs aren't as much. So, you know, us as a coach, you know, I kind of have to assimilate and get a feel for everybody. You know, Eric has an approach, and it's the way he does things, and he's not going to change. And because he believes in it, Jack has his approach. You know, having been a head coach, I think Jack has a tendency to try and figure guys out a little bit more, as opposed to, hey, this is it, this is the way it's going to be, that type of stuff. Where Eric hasn't had that experience yet.
And just when they came to you, it's just they felt like Eric was riding them too hard, or.
Well, they just were.
All right, so the OG, this is your squad. I want to hear from you first, man. What are your thoughts on Ron Rivera? He has a tendency of doing this.
But my thing is, number one, it shouldn't have been. I don't understand why it was even brought to the media anyway. That's internal. Mm-hmm. That's something that should have stayed in house. You knew how intense Eric Bieniemy was when you decided to bring him on as your OC. So to me, that's unexcusable for you to get out here and talk about the players coming to me because he's intense. Of course, he's gonna be intense. He's trying to change things up. He's trying to change the mindset of what has happened in previous years and get us on a different kind of path. So you're all grown men. You're all getting paid. Take the coaching. Get out there and perform. And accept it. But I still say it should have stayed in-house. There's no reason for that to come out. Why you gotta come out and say the players coming to you because they don't understand the way Eric Bieniemy's intensity? Why? What's the need for that? There's no need for that at all. Should stay in-house. No need for it to come out. And you know, I said last year, you know, I'm the type of one that come out and talk about my team, not like other people. And I said last year when Ron Rivera made that idiotic determination to put Carson Wentz back in and start Carson Wentz back in the game, but Carson Wentz set up for 5 or 6 weeks. We trying to make the playoffs, and you gonna bring Carson Wentz back in. We already got a quarterback that's performing. I say he should have been gone in, but he might be on the bubble if he bringing a new OC and you doing these type of things, and the team doesn't step up and play better. Then hey, it might be the last you hear from Ron Rivera.
This is definitely one of the ways that you can lose your job for an intense by losing your job to an intense guy. Now, just today, you know, his last job or coach at the Chiefs,
Coach Reeves,
had his back. Now I listened to Eric's interview and he said sometimes you got to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. This is what he said. He said, now at the same time, he said, I'm being hard on the offense. Y'all saying I'm being too hard on the offense. He said, how is that possible? He said, I've seen some brightness in this offense, but then he said, then I've also seen what I need to see in terms of, making these plays happen. I know what I need to see. I know what you guys need to be able to do. He said, now at the same time as this, he put his hands up. Until you can say you got, 4 trips and two rings, then you can talk bad about me. Mm-hmm. But I know what some of these guys can do and what I need to see them do. I'm not going to turn my intensity down as a coach. I'm trying to pull as much out of you as I can, or you can go. But at the same time, when has it been a situation where a coach says that or has to defend learning how to catch, learning how to score, learning how to make the right read, learning how to run the right route? Where they get that from? And like the OG just said, I'm trying to listen. That stuff that y'all did last year, we're not doing it. Our playbook is a lot more intense. But if you F it up, it's gonna be on me, not you. Right. But let's run it again. I think what it's sort of like, if y'all seen Remember the Titans, run it again. On the ball. That's probably what he's doing. He's being too tough. You ain't doing it right. Now, but then I heard this, and I'm gonna throw this at you, OG, and Gabe. Are they expecting? Is he expecting the Commanders to run the offense the same way the Chiefs did, with like I said, to perfection, the same way the Chiefs did? Is he looking at it from a hey man, listen, I had an MVP quarterback, I had an MVP tight end, I had some great wideouts, and I'm looking for them to do this.
Now, to me personally, I don't think he can come with that mindset because he don't have a Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes can do things that a lot of other people cannot do.
Right.
As far as just playing on the field. So I don't think he can come in with that type of, I guess, thinking. But like you said, on the other hand, though, things that have happened in the past didn't work. So now it's time to change things up. And this is the way we're going to do it. Now, if you want to be a crybaby and run to the head coach and complain, then maybe this is not the best fit for you. But I think Tyreek Hill came out and came out for him too, and said, "Yeah, you might be complaining about it now, but the outcome is going to be something spectacular." Based on what he said, but just like you said though, Corey, he's trying to steal this into them because they're on a contract. They're going to be there. If this offense is not successful, then they're going to look at him and he'll be gone. So you got to accept this intensity. You're all a grown men. This is not little league football.
What you think?
Step up and play.
My bad.
No, you good. So, as a coach, and you're a leader of men, right? You cannot talk to people all the same. You talk to people differently. You have to be able to lead different personalities, different mindsets to one common goal. And sometimes by beating somebody up the same way you beat the next person up doesn't work. And this is what Coach Rivera was saying, right? Like Jack Del Rio has understood what it takes to be a coach. So you have to be able to talk to different players in a different kind of manner. It doesn't work one way, and that's what makes a great coach a great coach.
What you over there talking about?
So I think that Ron Rivera is absolutely wrong in saying what he's saying, but I think there's some validity to what's going on inside that locker room. I think EB is not getting the best out of the players because the players are not wanting to get the best out of him because they don't like the way he's doing things.
Put what your dad just put your dad quote up there.
Hard work is his way of coaching. These young players don't want to work hard for their money. I don't necessarily think that's what it is. And from what people have been saying, why he didn't get a job is because he don't know how to talk. He don't know how to speak to people.
You blame it hard work, hard-nosed coaching.
Do we know that it's hard-nosed coaching, or is it just berating? There's a difference. And this is what Ron Rivera was saying. Like you don't that doesn't always work. That doesn't always work with everybody. Like, some people can take hard coaching, right?
I'm gonna ask you this question that OG just brought up. Go back to last season when he tried to put in Ronald McDonald. All right, remember? Do you think that Eric Bieniemy was going to allow, even as an assistant coach, offensive coordinator, don't put him in here. You're gonna ruin it for us. You know what I'm saying? Do you think he's gonna roll over like the last OC did? Is he gonna take that?
He shouldn't. And if you remember, so let me ask you this then. On top of that, I don't want to cut you off. But to add to that, you remember the playoff game when Patrick Mahomes got hurt?
He told him,
you go to that locker room and get checked out?
Right.
You don't go back in. That's wrong too.
You telling your MVP quarterback that. And the head coach, hey, that's what he said,
But so there are certain players you can talk to like that. There are certain players you can't. So you can't talk to Odell Beckham like that. Odell Beckham's a little more sensitive. You can't talk to a Brandon Marshall like that. He's a little more sensitive. Those players you can't talk to in those ways. So you have to know how to talk to the whole team, not just everybody do what I say this way. That's not how it works.
But I don't think it's if you're acting soft and I'm bringing a winning persona to this team, I'm not finna let you just run a soft offense. I'm not like the OG said. Now I ain't expecting you to be Pat, but I expect you to run the play the right way. You know what I'm saying? I know how to do this. I've won a Super Bowl. I've been to the Super Bowl 4 times. I can't. You want me to lower my intensity because you're too soft?
Not lower your intensity because you're too soft. You treat people differently. So Jimmy Johnson, just for example, Jimmy Johnson will go hard as hell. So this what Jimmy will do. Michael Irvin will mess up in practice. He'll go to the man behind him. Hey, you better not do that. You better not. He won't say it to Michael, but he'll say it to them. So you have to know how to talk to the team. You have to know, not just one person, the team. Not everybody. You got 53 people on your squad? You're not gonna be able to treat everybody the same, man. It's not gonna work.
So we're going back to Little League now. Because these grown men are sensitive.
They are. They're still human. Wait a minute. Just because they're grown on me, they don't have feelings.
I'm not saying they don't have feelings, but you know what sport you in. So that means if I'm in practice and you run the ball and I knock the snot out of you, you gonna get up and say, "Oh, gee, don't hit me that hard no more, man."
No, that's not. It's not a physical thing. It's not a physical thing. It's like my job saying, "Oh, you make this kind of money. I can talk to you any kind of way." Now that you're making this money, I get to say whatever I want to say to you. That's how it works. No, that's
different. That's different.
That's not how it works.
No, that's different. That's totally different. We're talking about grown men that have been playing this sport for years.
They are still human. They play the sport, but y'all forgetting they are human beings. Yeah, they play the sport, but they still got to think about stuff. They still got feelings. They still got stuff they're dealing with at home. They got a lot of stuff that they deal with. Because they go to this spot don't mean that they don't have these same feelings. Like some people are made, they are grown up sensitive. Everybody knows that.
So you think Bieniemy? I think my wife just put it in there. You think Bieniemy? He's been coaching for this long. You think that he doesn't have experience, with sensitive players or how to build a player up?
He does not. If you look at the quarterback, how often did you see him talking to the players? Who was doing most of the talking? He wasn't doing most of the talking.
He did enough. I mean, what do you mean?
No, he did not.
Listen, that playoff game was enough for me.
That one thing. But if you looked at the quarterback and they showed it from all the way up to the Super Bowl, it was a lot of the passing coordinator that Patrick Mahomes was talking to. It wasn't EB.
Because he still got a job to do out there when that dude was hurt. I still got to go and run this offense right.
EB was out there. when Patrick Mahomes got hurt, EB was talking to him then. But if you look at
go back to the locker room and get looked at.
You look at every other episode, he was talking to Andy Reid and he was talking to the passing coordinator, not EB. Not EB.
So you saying that this dude has to take into consideration, well, I know G don't like to be talked to like this, so I gotta say this. I know Corey don't like to be talked to like this, so I gotta say this. And OG, you can't come to OG like that because he go do this or whatever the case may be. So he gotta keep all this in mind when he talking to the offense.
Yeah, you do. And James LeJohn said, so as a coach, I have 20 different ways to coach. You do. You cannot coach. You have to coach everybody differently to get to the same goal. It is what it is. It is, especially nowadays where these kids are growing up pacified. You have to you kind of have to deal with them a little different now.
Nobody has said that about Coach Collins.
Coach Collins, who Collins?
I mean, for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Coach Tomlin.
I'm sorry, Tomlin. Yeah.
One thing about Coach Tomlin, he knows how to talk to each one of his players.
He's hard-nosed also. He's also hard-nosed.
There's a way to be hard-nosed and understand how to talk to your players. Like he's gonna tell you, hey, do this. I love you. You know this is how you're supposed to be working. Don't do that again. He knows how to. It's just what he knows how to coach.
He's saying every enemy is missing that.
He's missing that, and that's what Ron Rivera was saying. He doesn't know how to coach everybody.
So
he has to learn that.
So why was he at Kansas City so long? How long was he at Kansas City?
He's good as an OC.
Say what?
He was good as an OC.
But I'm saying, if you have a coach on your staff, that is that intense and don't have, and in your words, don't know how to talk to these grown men,
when he been gone,
why would I keep him there so long?
Because you have Andy Reid who knows how to talk to everybody. Andy Reid is the voice of that team, not him.
Andy Reid has gone out of his way too many times to back Eric Bieniemy in that offense.
Thank you, Remus. Very few people know how to be hard-nosed and maintain people's skills.
To me, this is a contact physical sport.
It is.
And any feelings you have, you leave it in the locker room, you cross that line. You can have your feelings after you cross that line. When you cross that line, you shouldn't be having no feelings.
I knew when I didn't run.
That's not true. That's not true, man. Especially with the mental health that these people, the kids that are young men are dealing with now. It's not like it used to be. It's not like it used to be. There's a lot of stuff that people deal with, man. And to say that, hey, man, we're in between these lines. You don't need to have them feelings no more. That you just can't throw that away.
You know what? So I remember being coached by numerous guys who. Okay, so you want a coach to be able to smack you up and then hug you at the end.
There you go.
I would because I love you.
Right. All right.
So, but the way this sounds, they can't even do that. You can't even do that.
But he's probably not loving them. He just steady berating them, man. I don't know.
Again, here we go with this outside looking in thing.
I had a coach that
y'all doing the same thing.
Doing what?
Outside looking in. Y'all just making up what happened.
No. I didn't. And don't try to make it what happened. I just said
what he said.
We were going by what Ron Rivera said, that he was intense.
They're not running the plays right.
To me, being intense means you're intense. When you mess up, I'm in your face. What
if you did mess up?
But then the same point, they give you praise when you do good. And I had a coach in high school that you messed up and you come up the sideline, that dude grabbed you by your face, man, and he was in your face like this.
All right, get up here.
And then the other thing he did was he chewed the back and you mess around and do something wrong, he gonna spit on your shoe.
Oh, your shoe? Let me tell you.
You can't. That's what I'm saying. So you can't be sensitive, man.
Can't be. I remember I had coach tell me, "Hey, mom, everybody picture don't go on the refrigerator. You know, and I mean, I was like, it took me years to understand that because I was a little kid at the time, and I was like, what does that mean? You know, and I remember using it myself. You know, to some of my parents. Everybody picture don't go on the refrigerator. You know, but what I'm saying to you is, it's hard to say that a coach doesn't have that ability when they've been around this long. And then they've coached in Super Bowl, they've coached to Super Bowl. That same level of talent or that same attitude has gotten them to the Super Bowl.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that the players, that the several players that went to the coach, do you think that they probably went to Airbnb first? Or do you think that they just skipped over Airbnb and straight to Rivera?
If they were on the team first, I would guess that they went to Ron Riverboat first. You know what I'm saying? Only because they probably, like I said, he just got here. He just got here. You probably still hadn't had a chance to feel your coach out, your offensive coordinator out. Now, I will say this. I'm hoping that those guys who came and complained have already solidified themselves a spot on the team. Because we do understand that this team is not going to be the same team from last year.
Right.
He's all, don't come telling.
I would think it's not the rooks. I would think the people that got a spot on the squad. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying.
The McLaurens. I would think it's them. I wouldn't think it's,
Don't get your ass, replaced after you don't complain.
Go ahead. That they supposedly had one of the best practices they had all preseason.
He said that
after all this came out too. He said that too. So
okay. What's that?
In that same interview, he said, the intensity that I was looking for, they hadn't played like that in a while. Okay. Someone was like, "Hey man, that was good." But then you're right. You're gonna have some that go. The ones that didn't get that good coaching will probably be the ones that might not be there.
Okay. All right, great conversation, man. Great conversation. Hey, welcome on, Big Kev. My dog Kev is on, man. He said the Falcons look good, Cowboys look good. Yes, right, baby. Yes, sir. Both of them look good. You're right. Very excited about this season. Rise up and go Cowboys. Hey, that's what I like, man. That's what I'm talking about. We can all get along out here, baby. We can all get along. Steve said, at the youth and high school level, a coach needs to be more balanced in their approach. At the professional level, not so much, in his opinion.
They getting paid regardless.
My dad says, man, players hate change, but they must adjust like everyone else. Okay.
Spot on.
All right, man. Hey, great conversation, man. Great debate. Hey, I think that's it, fellas, man. I think that is it. We covered a lot today. Man. So
we're gonna kick that NCAA, man, probably on Wednesday or next Sunday, but you're gonna get it, man.
I gotta do some more research on it, man, so I can help you all out. Hey, so I put in a little group chat, man, you all, the link to our fantasy football. We are starting it back up. So please, everybody out there, sign up. I moved up.
Too many. Right, yeah. We got too many.
Yeah, I've signed us up for a 16-team league now. So we're moving up.
16 team, yeah.
16 team, man. Nobody gonna have nobody.
Right. You gonna be pulling third or fourth string players.
After two rounds of draft, ain't gonna be nobody left.
Yeah.
Is that too many?
I did see. I thought you had it set up between. You can get between 12 and 16, but you got it maxed at 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Listen.
Hey, Steve-O, I'll put it on you. I'll put it on my I'll send you a link to your message. I'll send you a message, big dog.
Listen, Remus, I need to see you. Snack, if you know what I'm saying, because a lot of the guys, Larry Wright, the guys that we didn't play with, or if you did play, if I'm missing you, I just want. If we talking about this, hey man, let's play some fantasy football, guys. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out and beat the OG.
Yes, sir. Remus is on, man. He already signed up. We had 3 people sign up already, so.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, man. Yes, sir.
Send it to Zach, man. Send it to him, man. Yeah.
Everybody out here, man. Everybody out here.
Let's play ball.
Hey, did we ever figure out who won last year?
No.
I think it was that dude that got in the league that did.
Yeah, Rod.
We didn't know who it was.
Yeah, Rod.
Y'all sure it wasn't me?
Yeah, you would have said something. You would have said
right.
I didn't wear the helmet last year.
No.
Snack said he don't do football.
It ain't bad, man. It ain't bad.
Yeah. Join in, bro. Hey, man. Episode 26 in the books, man.
Some of us pay to play.
For real. Yeah, that price is going up too.
What?
So we appreciate each and every one of y'all rocking with us. My guy.
I need you to vote too, man.
Vote on what?
I send a text. Look at your text message from the class.
Not your average guy, my guy Steve-O. Kevin Todd Shakur, man. Yes, sir, man. Congratulations, D Wade. My dad, Larry Wright, man. Welcome back home, Pop. I'm glad you're back.
All right.
Big Unc Jay Glenn in the building. James Littlejohn. Roddy Littlejohn. My wife, Crystal Wright. Don't forget to check her out. And my sister. That's right. New episode come out tomorrow. My guy Kamari White. Make sure y'all check him and his wife out. Ashley and Kamari live with Ashley and Kamari to come out on Tuesday. We love y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. Remember, when y'all come to the channel, man, bring a friend, tell a friend, and to our wonderful sponsor, Alvin Jameson. And thank you for always being a great sponsor for us, man. We love y'all. Remember, keep your head on the swivel and keep God first. We'll see y'all on Wednesday, baby, at 8 o'clock. We are out.
Hey. See y'all on. How my dude say, okay.